So many people are choosing to move to Brantford, Ontario. And in this video, I'm going to give you the 5 things you need to think about if you're planning a move to Brantford, Ontario. This is stuff that nobody else is talking about, so stick with me. Okay, in this video, I am specifically going to be talking about these 5 things. Here they are: the transportation network in Brantford, the school system in Brantford, what the downtown is like here in Brantford, how much you can expect to spend on a home here in Brantford, and what the next 10 to 20 years of growth is going to look like right here in Brantford. This is really valuable information if you're planning on making a move to Brantford, so you can avoid some of the mistakes that other home buyers make. So if you're considering a move, stick with me for the full video. Leave me a comment with any other questions you might have. Hi, my name's Jeff Thibodeau. I've been helping people buy and sell their homes right here in Brantford, Ontario for over 15 years, and I've lived here for over 40 years. So I've got tons of information if you're thinking about moving to Brantford, Ontario. Every week, I make brand new videos about Brantford and the Brantford real estate market right here on this YouTube channel. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I post a new video and you see them right in your home screen. Now, if you need any help planning your Brantford move, people just like you reach out to me every day because they've watched one of these videos. And all it takes is one simple conversation for us to start you down the road to success. I'm going to learn about your goals, your plans, and we're going to make a strategy for you to get the home you want. So check out my contact information below. Give me a quick call, text, or email, and we'll get started. Okay, so many people are choosing to move to Brantford. In the last 10 years alone, over 20,000 people have relocated to this city. It's quite amazing to watch as someone who lives here. Now, over the next 10, 20, and 30 years, we're actually expected to grow upwards of 160,000 people here in Brantford. It's going to be a real change from that small town that I grew up in. So many people are choosing Brantford because of its affordability and its convenient location right here in Southern Ontario. In this video, we're going to cover 5 things that you need to know before making that move yourself. Let's start with transportation here in Brantford. Getting around is a major deal for anyone who decides to call this city home. Let's start with the basics. Our city has a pretty robust bus network. It's centered at the downtown bus terminal, and there's upwards of 15, 16 different routes that take you all throughout the different Brantford neighborhoods. I've thrown a link below in the description where you can get information on the bus network. It's $3 to take a bus ride, and it's a little bit more, like $70 or something, to get a monthly pass. But it gives you great access to the entire city if you don't have a car. In addition, we have a huge network of private taxis and also rideshare programs like Uber and Lyft. So getting around, whether you're out for the night, maybe you've had a couple of drinks, or maybe you don't want to take your car out, you've got tons of options. The next thing is commuting actually out of town, and there's a few options for you. We've got the Go bus system, which also stops right here at the downtown bus terminal. So you can grab a Go bus and that can take you into the city so you can connect to the Go trains or even take the bus pretty far down into GTA. I've got a link to the Go bus scheduling system down below and you can check that out. In addition to that, the Via Rail system also comes into Brantford. Now this comes into the train station, which is in a little bit different location. It's right actually near the hospital. And you can get a Via train east and west. It comes through the city about 5 times a day. And it can take you all the way to Union and even as far up as like Montreal and all the way down to London and Windsor. So definitely check that out. Tickets start as low as $30 for a trip on the Via train. Now, the thing that's got people really excited is there's been rumors and there's been, attempts to get the Go train to come to Brantford for, as long as I've been an adult. But it seems like there's a real push by Brantford City Council. They've put a huge report together just recently to pitch their case to Go Transit to extend the train from Aldershot. Still very convenient for a lot of people to take your car from here to Aldershot and then the train from Aldershot into the GTA. But it would be a big game changer to be able to get on the Go train directly here in Brantford. So I'll be keeping you posted with any news and developments right here on my YouTube channel because we're really excited to see the Go train come to Brantford. Okay, let's talk about the highway, right? The Highway 403 cuts right through the center of town, just above downtown, going east to west. There's actually 5 different on-ramps that you can choose from, depending on where in the city you are. In fact, the way that the highway cuts right through the city, sometimes I just use it to get from one side of the city to the other, depending on where you're going. But generally, highway access is really great here in Brantford. Next, let's talk about the school system. This is really important for anyone with kids or planning on having a family. Brantford's got a really robust school system, and it's served by two main school boards. You've got the Grand Erie District School Board, which is covering the public school system, and then you've got the Brant Haldimand Norfolk Catholic District School Board. It's a mouthful, but it covers the Catholic education system. So you can choose to go to either of these school boards. They're both publicly funded. Obviously, the Catholic District School Board has a little bit of Catholic education built into its curriculum. There's some information in the description below, links to both of these school boards. But the thing I want you to understand is living here in Brantford, it matters where you live is going to dictate what school you go to. So there's very specific boundary maps, and there's only a few exceptions to these rules. You would have to approach the principal directly, and they would need a space open and to consider you, and they might not renew that every year. So if you have a specific school in mind, that's going to draw a little map of where we need to be looking for your home. Conversely, you might want to look at a home and like it, and you might want to be able to go and look up what schools that are served from that address. And I actually use a tool. I have it bookmarked because we do this so often, but I've linked it below where you can type in any address in Brantford, select the school board and the grade, and it's going to tell you which schools are an option for you. Now, you don't have to leave Brantford once you've graduated high school. We actually have a couple options for post-secondary education here in Brantford too. So Wilfrid Laurier University operates a really cool downtown urban campus with a variety of programs, and it's been growing ever since it put its footprint down here in Brantford. And Conestoga is also running a campus here in Brantford. So I'll link to those in the description below to see what programs are available. And of course, within an hour drive of here, you've got all kinds of incredible university campuses from Hamilton to Guelph to Waterloo, a little bit further than an hour, but you're down to Western in London. And so there's tons of options for education if Brantford is your home base. Okay, the third thing we want to talk about today is Brantford's downtown. Now, our downtown has had a bit of a rocky past. I've been here for 40 years, so I've seen the depths of it. There was a bit of an economic collapse when a major manufacturer left downtown in the 80s, along with the development of North End and all the commercial areas in the North End, really sucked the life out of the downtown core. And it was a bit of a ghost town down there for a long time. There were a lot of boarded up windows, shops were sat vacant, and the downtown kind of was struggling to get its self revitalized. There's been significant efforts over the past 20 years to bring the downtown back to life. And that started with the University of Wilfrid Laurier establishing a campus down there. And there's been a ton of investment in new infrastructure and new buildings. Now, the job's not done yet, right? I'll say the downtown is way better than it used to be, but it still needs a little bit of work to come around. And that work is happening. But just know when you come here, you might not experience the downtown like you would in some other towns. It does feel like it still needs a little bit of energy. But I guarantee you over the next 10 to 15 years, you're going to see lots more of that happen. There's been some marquee developments too. Harmony Square is an incredible asset to our downtown. So it's our public square right in the heart of the two main downtown streets. It's flanked by apartment buildings. In the winter, it turns to an ice skating rink. And in the summer, they hold outdoor concerts and events there. Really something to check out. There's also our downtown casino, which is really cool. If you're into gambling or anything like that, you should go check that out. The Brantford Bulldogs OHL team plays right outside of downtown, right beside the casino at the Civic Center. And there's also been a really cool new YMCA build, which was a collaboration between the YMCA and the university to bring this incredible new sports complex. Now, one thing to note is there is tons of development planned for downtown. There's all kinds of proposals for new commercial spaces and new condo towers. These projects take a little bit of time to come online, and obviously they have to be approved and studies have to be done and they have to be built. But if you're watching the applications come through, you can see that there's a lot of energy in terms of continuing to invest in the downtown. So we expect the downtown to continue to improve, and that over time, this is going to be a really vibrant, exciting place for Brantford's future. Okay, let's talk about home prices in Brantford. Affordability is one of the main reasons a lot of people are choosing to move into Brantford from other cities. You know, going back just to 2010, the average home price in Brantford was only $200,000. Fast forward to today, and that same average home price is $650,000. Now, that seems like a really aggressive increase in home values for anyone who's lived here in Brantford their whole life. But from outside of the community, it still looks incredibly affordable when you look at our neighboring communities to the north and then east into the GTA. There's a complete range of houses available in Brantford, which makes it so cool. And there is still opportunity to get into the housing market under $400,000. And there's a variety of properties available, from starter condos to fully detached homes, as long as you're willing to do a little bit of the work when you move in. Now, the majority of homes in Brantford are priced between $400,000 and $800,000. That makes up the vast majority of all homes bought and sold here in our community. So that's about what you can expect, and it makes sense how the average home is in the middle there at around $650,000. Now, inside of that, you're going to find a huge variety of sizes, lot styles, different ages of neighborhoods, everything from brand new construction right back to 100-year-old homes on historic lots closer to downtown. Now, if you do have over $800,000 to spend on your next home, you're going to be in the upper bracket of Brantford housing. Especially if you're over $1 million, you're going to find you have quite luxurious properties to choose from. You're entering into kind of the peak, and some of the highest sale prices ever in our city have kind of capped out around the $2 million. Those homes are few and far between, and they get you into some very exclusive neighborhoods with huge lots, very well amenity properties. So depending whether you're looking for that affordable first-time home or you're looking to really have your dollar go a long way, Brantford's an exciting community to make that happen. Okay, let's wrap this video up by talking about the future growth of Brantford. And this is what I'm really excited about, because I plan on being here to see it happen. Now, Brantford is part of the Ontario Places to Grow Act, which is a law in Ontario which is dictating how communities grow. So our downtown core is specifically named as an urban growth center. And so there's a map outlining the downtown, and it's really focused on re-urbanizing this area with density, new towers with ground floor commercial and upper residential. And we've already seen a few of these developments come in. One of them is called 1 Wellington, and it kind of flanks the one side of downtown. And the newest one is 7 Erie, and this one is kind of on the south side of downtown. Now, both of these give a little taste of what's to come, and there's been numerous proposals for all the land, especially south of downtown, where there is actually a lot of land available, for incredible looking condo towers, new commercial developments, ground floor amenities, all kinds of exciting stuff happening. Now, West Brant, which is known as the area kind of over the Lorne Bridge to the west side of the river, that's been the place where all of the residential development for the last 20 to 25 years has been happening. Up until recently, we've been against our borders on every side of the city except the southwest area. So if you're looking for a newer home in a master plan community, this is definitely the area to look. And they are still building new construction homes down there, but they're very soon going to run out of land and be hitting the borders right down in that same area. Along with that, there's been some infill going on in Brantford too, squeezing in small neighborhoods and individual homes into areas that were previously underdeveloped. Now, the big news is that recently the city and the county did a land amalgamation, and they moved over 5,000 acres on the north side of the city. What used to be the border of the city at Powerline Road has been shifted up an entire concession up to Governor's Road. And you can see a map of this to see that there's all this new available land. And this is really laying the groundwork for the future of Brantford and giving us that space to grow and expand. Now, the main thing with the new growth is that density is not just something that builders are going after, it's something that's mandated. So you've seen as homes have been developed over the last 10, 20 years, that lot sizes have gotten smaller. Things like townhouses have got squeezed in, even stacked townhouses where they set kind of townhouses on top of each other. And you're going to see that trend continue because these builders and the city have development density guidelines and targets that they must hit. So expect as new neighborhoods come online that you're getting smaller and smaller lots, or if you do go after one of these rare premium size lots, you're going to be paying a top dollar for it. So Brantford has been growing up right before my eyes for the last 40 years, and it's really turned from a small manufacturing town to a vibrant, small-sized city, and now growing up into a medium-sized city that is part of this greater Toronto area that's all moving and flowing as one big real estate market. So if you're ready to make a move and you're thinking about calling Brantford home, I'm here to help. All my contact information is below, and I would love to have a conversation with you about your goals and start leading you in the right direction. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and please check out this video next.